Hey everybody, Rob Veno here, WagerTalk.com, WagerTalk TV. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of college basketball games, free selections with analysis from College Hoop here on Wednesday, March the 5th. We're going to start it off with Maryland at Michigan, a Big Ten clash. Game open, Michigan -2 and 154. Currently Michigan -2 and 154. Stayed pretty much the same, almost universally. I mean, you can find some stray numbers out there. 53 and a half, 54 and a half. Do your best shopping if you're going to play that total. Injury report is clean on both sides. Both teams don't go very deep, 7 guys basically, but all the key contributors are healthy here. The scheduling situation as we wind down these power conference regular seasons, important. Maryland's fighting for the number 4 seed and a double bye in the Big Ten tournament. They're currently tied at 12-6 with Wisconsin, and Maryland does own that head-to-head tiebreaker. They beat Wisconsin earlier this season, so big for Maryland to try and get the win here. As for Michigan, just as important. They need one win in their last 2 games to go ahead and lock up that 2 seed in the Big Ten tournament, and their final game is at Michigan State, so they probably prefer to do it here tonight against Maryland. So Maryland enters this game off of a overtime win at Penn State the other day. Michigan enters off a destruction at the hands of Illinois right here on this floor. Illinois beat them by 20 on Sunday. So a couple of different results coming in. This matchup is great if you just like to watch basketball matchups. The Michigan pair of twin towers in the middle, Vlad Golden and Danny Wolf. Basically, they're never contested. I mean, nobody has a pair to match up with them, but Maryland does. Julian Reese and Derek Queen. Same goes for them. On most nights, they don't have a pair that can match up with those 2 guys. So that battle between those 4 guys, the frontline duos of each side, will be very important here. Difference maker could be Danny Wolf's ability to shoot from the perimeter and handle the ball. One of these guys from Maryland's going to have to go out there and guard him. We'll see how that goes. But a notable advantage here for Maryland is their 3-point shooting. They've got 3 guys that shoot it very, very well. And the team as a whole in Big Ten play is number 2 in 3-point field goal percentage. It's going to be tough for Michigan to defend all 3 of these guys, Miguel Gillespie and Rice. We'll see if they can handle that. And you look at the other side, Michigan does not shoot it well from 3-point range. They're second to last in 3-point percentage inside Big Ten play. And Maryland's a real good 3-point defense. So an edge could be found there with Maryland tonight. They should win that category, 3-point scoring. They're also going to be at an advantage against Michigan and their turnover-prone nature. I mean, Michigan has had turnover issues all season long. They're second to last in the Big Ten as far as turnover percentage is concerned. And Maryland's a pressure-style defense. So that could be an issue for Michigan. So a couple of things here where Maryland can maybe fundamentally matchup-wise get on Michigan here and maybe negate some of that home court advantage that Michigan will have. I think, this is awfully difficult to ever predict. But foul trouble in that matchup on the interior could be crucial here. If Wolf or Golden or Queen or Reese end up getting in foul trouble early, big advantage to the other side. We'll see how that goes, how the referees call this game. And these 2 teams that had such opposite results in close games. Michigan's won 11 Big Ten games by 4 or less. They're 11-1 overall in that category, games that were decided by 4 or less, while Maryland's lost all 6 of their conference games by 6 points or less. 3 of those were basically at the buzzer. So Maryland's had a tough way at the end of games. Michigan's come through at the end of games. The early environment here is going to be crazy at Michigan for this game. These are 2 of the top 3 tempo teams in the league. I think early we'll see teams trying to get up and down. And second half, maybe the defenses start bearing down because the game, like I say, has such importance to it. It may take on a tournament style in the second half. That leaves me with a free look here at the first half total of 73. I think both of these teams early on probably, like I say, play a little looser. And we get up and over 73. That'll be your free selection for this game. Maryland, Michigan, first half, over 73. Let's take a look here now at what WagerTalk is offering as a special deal here this week. It's unlocked 10 days of flex picks for the price of 7. If you're unfamiliar with what flex picks are, you get to choose your favorite handicapper each day of the week, and you can get access to all of their daily selections. You can even switch handicappers day to day if you like. If you want to play one guy or follow one guy's picks one day, follow a different guy's picks the next day, you can certainly do that. You can interchange them. You're going to get 10 days for the price of 7. So again, you get the ultimate flexibility in which handicapper from WagerTalk you'd like to follow, and you also get 3 free days out of the deal. So once again, 10 days of flex picks for the cost of 7. Get your pass now. College basketball season heating up, conference tournaments in full gear. So go ahead and pick up that package right now. 10 days of flex picks for the cost of 7. Let's go ahead and look at Marquette in Connecticut here. Huge game in the Big East. As I mentioned, these power conferences, they're winding down. And the jockeying for positions and seedings in the conference tournaments, important at this time. Marquette and Connecticut, both clean injury reports, same as the previous game, Michigan and Maryland. The scheduling here and the situation, let's just go through the situation. Marquette is currently the 3 seed in the Big East. They're 1 game ahead of Connecticut. Each team has 1 game remaining after this. If Connecticut wins tonight, that would give them, even though it would be a tie record-wise, it would give them the head-to-head over Marquette because it would be their second win over the Golden Eagles this season. They did beat them earlier this year. And Connecticut closes with Seton Hall at home. So huge for UConn. They could vault themselves into the 3 spot with a win here tonight. And just as huge for Marquette, they could probably secure the 3 spot with a win here. The first meeting between these two, I talked about how they did play earlier, 77-69. UConn wins it at Marquette. UConn was 6-point underdogs in that game. They shot 60% from the field, 63% from 3, 12 of 19 in that game. Marquette, only 40% from the field, only 32% from 3. And even worse, they were 12 of 22, 55% from the free throw line. So not a good shooting day for Marquette against the UConn defense. Great day for UConn. It came at a time when UConn didn't even have their star freshman Liam McNeely available. McNeely did not play in that game. For those of you who haven't noticed, the UConn center, Taurus Reed, has become an absolute beast over the last couple of games. Taurus Reed wasn't even a factor in that game. He was coming off the bench. So Liam McNeely now performing. Taurus Reed becoming an absolute beast in the middle. Hassan Diarra, the point guard for UConn, was on a bad knee in that game, and still UConn was able to overcome the Marquette pressure to the tune of a 77-69 win. And Alex Caravan was in the midst of a horrendous 3-point stretch where he couldn't make a shot for a few games in a row. Caravan's starting to come around now. A lot of those things I just mentioned are really different from the first time around. I feel like UConn's in really good form right now. Danny Hurley has his team in a spot where they're getting better each and every game at the right time. They pose a threat in this contest that they just didn't pose. They posed multiple threats in this game. They just didn't pose in that initial game against Marquette. Biggest key here for UConn, once again, it'll be protecting the ball against their Havoc-style defense. And Diarra looks to be a little better on that knee. The knee seems to be progressing somewhat. It's going to be an issue the rest of the way out, but he seems to be good at point guard. Solo Ball, who took over the first game, 7 of 9 from 3, has played really well. I think all of that stuff added up, plus home court here for UConn, and what's at stake in this game. I think you have to lay the 4 in this contest. Game was bumped from 3.5 to 4. Still like it there. It's going to be your free play for this Big East matchup, UConn -4. On the way out, I'd like to ask everybody to hit the like button if you like the selections and analysis provided here each and every day by WagerTalk handicappers. Go ahead and hit like, click subscribe, join the 196,000 plus people who have already subscribed to WagerTalk TV. If you have a comment on the UConn Marquette game, the Michigan Maryland game, or any college game on the board tonight, drop it in the comments section. We appreciate all you who drop comments in there. We thank you for watching, and I try to respond to the comments as quickly as possible. For now, this is Rob Veno saying good luck with all your plays. We'll see you next time on WagerTalk TV.